Bro, listen, bro, we gotta stop. Bro, turn these cameras on, bro. Let's start. Have we started?
They are.
So, yeah. When you became aware of music, this is something, because I know y'all guys for a little while now, but I don't know if I know the answer to this question. So, yeah, so, Chin, do you remember, like, when you were a kid and you were listening to Barney or whatever, and then you heard a song, you're just like...
Yeah, honestly, it's funny, like, the way I remember is one day I'm fucking watching, like, Looney Tunes and shit on, like, when I'm a kid, you know, watching Looney Tunes, fucking SpongeBob, and next thing you know, it's like, I think, literally the first song I remember off the rip was, Still Dre.
Ooh, this one you was in LA, huh?
Yeah, that's when I was in LA with my uncle.
Bro, that's gotta be one of the best, like...
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to just,
So
I used to ride around with him, and yeah, like, the ding, 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 ding. I used to just ride around with him, and I was digging it, you know, he knew that, and then, I mean, around this time, it was already been out for a couple of years, but that's when I remember hearing Hater the Levels on the radio.
One of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, so that's when I first realized, I was like, oh damn, like what is this? You know, like what is this? You know, and then like my uncle, he would just be playing CDs, and you know, I'd just be jamming out with him, you know, from like hip hop to like oldies was more of my mom, like, you know, I got that from her, listening to oldies with her, but as far as like hip hop wise, like, it was definitely my uncle. Definitely Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. As far as I vividly remember those, that's what like got me into that.
Yeah, bro, and then, so how old were you? You were in LA, how old were you?
I'm gonna say I was like probably like,
Were you in school, like grade school?
yeah, probably like in first grade.
I'm saying probably like 6.
Yeah,
maybe 7.
something like that.
And you were like, you know what's crazy? I saw, maybe this was on TikTok, whatever. No, it wasn't on TikTok, but this is some educational shit. So children have a lower vibration than adults. So you are literally, like when you're born, you like become conscious at some point, right? So it's basically at 7 years old, you kind of you gain your full consciousness. You vibrate on a higher level. And I don't know. I just thought that was interesting that you were right around the age when it caught you. Like, all right. I know what this. I don't know what this is, but I want to know more. So maybe that's tied to that. Your vibrations were like kind of going up.
I mean,
you were
just
becoming
that.
conscious.
I mean, as a kid, you know, like, I feel like you just remember certain sound stuff, and like just the ding 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 ding. Like, this is very easy to remember. You know, like,
it's crazy how hard that still is, bro. How hip hop has evolved so much. And that beat drop, I mean, it's got to be
just the piano
top 10
yeah.
beat, like, I don't know if we call it a beat drop or just like, because it comes in hard. It doesn't, you know how it usually like some eerie, like some metro booming, and then the beat finally drops. That shit immediately when it comes on is ear catching, ear grabbing, man. That song is so cool. And then you mentioned Hated to Love It, man. Don't get me started on that song, bro. Like 50 Cent was one of my favorite rappers. 50 Cent, Eminem, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, all the guys that were like animated and like kept my attention as a kid. Really was like the foundation of made me want to listen to music. I'm trying to think of that moment. It's crazy that I have that question for everybody, but I don't really know. Well, you know what? It was definitely either Eminem. It was my brother on his computer. 106 in Park. I remember 106 in Park, yeah. Mm-hmm. 106 in Park.
MTV Jams.
A little bit into MTV Jams. Damn, was it... Okay, so it's this song... this is probably not it, but this is the song I remember, like, I would get on my brother's laptop, I would go open, like, the Eminem Encore album, and then I would go to the song. And I don't think I've ever did that before, like, before that time. I would just listen to whatever he listened to. But this song is on Encore. It's called Rain Man. And it's the most ridiculous song you ever hear in your life. Like, it's literally, the lyrics are meaningless. But it's Eminem, so he's rapping his ass off.
Yeah.
But it's just dumb and it's funny. And I just kept going back to that song as a kid. I just kept going back. So one of the last part of the song is... So I headed straight back to the Neverland Ranch with a peanut butter jelly chicken tuna sandwich. And I ain't even gotta make no goddamn sense. I just did a whole song and I didn't say shit. And like I always like this is so hard, bro, to like a 7-year-old. Like, bro, a peanut butter jelly chicken. Bro, what did this man just say? Like, so he's just connecting to me like as a kid. Even though Eminem was probably the last thing 9-10-year-olds should be listening to. Like he was so animated, bro, and it. Yeah, him, Ludacris, probably Roll Out. Seen that video on 106 and Park. Roll Out. I don't know if you remember that, but Roll Out.
I mean, honestly, now that you mention that, like, on 106 and Park, like, that's when Usher's was just fucking popping.
With Ludacris on it, huh? Little John. Yeah. That's
like I remember seeing that on like on my grandma's TV. Like I just remember them fucking just dancing and shit. I'm like, oh shit. Like I have vivid memories of shit like that. And then
yeah, like music brings you back. Your sense of smell and your sense of like sound can bring you back to a moment. Like instantly, like a song plays, you'll go back to being with your girl or being with your dad. Like
I know a lot of people ain't a fan of it, but I mean back in LA. It was the sound, like back in the 80s before like hip hop came, like they had their house dance music, like that gangster shit type, like
the fast type house, or
I mean later on it evolved into like its own other separate subgenre,
or something like techno. Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about.
Like my uncle, he was kind of big on that. Like he put me on a lot of shit, so like. That song like blue da da dee da, like that song like like some shit like that, and do you believe in love after love? Shit like that. Like when I hear that, it just brings me back of like being with my uncle, and he used to have like that big stereo in the glass case, He had like a big old CD rack on the wall, and he'd just be like
entertainment system.
Yeah, and like my nickname when I was little used to be Pelon. Yeah. Like, hey, come on, Pelon, and be like, or you have to be in the house or just be outside. Like, we'll have the car open. They'll be drinking and shit. I'll just be chilling right there.
Was that shit blasting out the back?
Out the car, yeah.
Bruh, I have those memories too. Like they're drunk, you just kind of a little kid, you just like enjoying the moment, like on some nostalgic type shit, bro. Those memories are so. There's something about it when you think back to the time. It ain't like thinking back to 2 years ago or 5 years ago. Like thinking back to when you were a kid. It's this hazy nostalgia that's like connected to a lot of this stuff that's just like damn, bro. Like I don't know if I'll ever be able to get that. Like when you make new memories, it ain't like it don't hit like them childhood memories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were saying, what'd you say about? Fuck, it was something I wanted to get into that you said. Your uncle went from hated to love it and still Dre to. Do you believe in
love? Yeah, like bro,
like that's hard, bro.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like you remember back in the day, like you ain't got no damn iPods, and like we had the fucking CD books.
Yeah.
So he'll just open it up and just start flipping, boom, 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 boom. All right, here we go. And I mean, I don't remember exactly everything he played, but those were the two things that just really popped out to me.
Nah, that's
put me on to the West Coast gangster rap and techno music.
That's lit. So you had that kind of like introduction to where you have this two sides. Like I can't say I had that.
And it's crazy because like those are just two completely different. Like
that's dope as hell.
But then like that was my introduction to music, and then once I moved down here, that's when like YouTube was used more. So it's like when I
find music,
yeah, just waiting for anything, like fucking you. I was just searching up stupid shit on YouTube, like with video games, but then like I still be looking up music, and then like I remember like, oh yeah, Hated to Love It, or Still Dre, and then like I'll be listening to it, and then I'll have like You Made Like,
Oh yeah.
And then from there I just. It's history from there. Like you start. Oh, the whole album is fucking fire. Like this is how. That song too, bro.
I was talking. Oh my god, like, and the game is also one of the dudes like when I was younger, that I really liked a lot. But Hated to Love It, How We Do, and they had another song. They went on this run of just putting songs out together where it was just crazy.
Dreams. Higher.
Yes. Wait, no. 50 Cent not on Dreams.
No, 50 Cent on Dreams.
But they, I mean, yeah. The Game has some hard ass songs. Dreams is for sure up there. Let me think. I'm trying to think. So with Luda, Eminem, I want to think of just to round it out. There's another song. 50 was it a 50 Cent song that I said? I mean, of course, In the Club was hard.
Yo, Shirley. Yeah.
But you know what? Freaking Lloyd Banks. So my brother was in the Lloyd Banks, and Lloyd Banks had the whole Hunger for More album. I really just literally found out the name of the album, but he used to always play it. I know every song on the album. Hunger for More is just like such a classic for me. Like, man,
It's West Side Story.
What's that story?
Yeah, featuring 50 Cent.
Which one is that? How does it go?
I can't say a lot of words, obviously.
But I mean, I'm sure I've heard it a million times. I just can't think of how it goes right now. But
no, yeah, West Side Story. I mean, those are the ones on his first
the
album.
documentary is so good. It even has an Eminem feature.
Yeah, West Side Story, Hater Love It, How We Do. Those are all the 50 Cent features on it. I mean, those three are just.
That's all you need right there, and then you got a couple of more on there.
You got a song with Tony Yayo, Eminem, Nate Dogg, bro. That's where I'm from. That one's.
Yes.
And then like Father Like Son. That's a heartfelt song.
Yeah, I remember when I first listened to that. Actually, the first time I listened to the documentary was probably like 2 years ago. Like beginning to end.
Really.
You know what's crazy? Like along with the songs, like kind of becoming whatever. I remember when I first found out what an album was. Well, I probably was already in high school by the time. Like I didn't realize artists put out music to sell albums. I thought whatever you heard on the radio was all the music they ever made. So like T.I. would come out with a song and he come out with a new song. I was like, holy shit, like this dude's good. And then once I got older, I'm like, wait, this is off an album? Like there's like 15 more songs I never heard.
And it never helped too, because we lived in an era where whatever the hottest songs were, they'll just make it into like a random ass mixtape, you know, like Shopaholics, trap shit. Damn son, where'd you find this? You know, shit like that,
bro.
And I feel like whatever was on an SCD was the only music ever made. I'm be like, damn, bro, like fuck.
Just the whole discography on this CD.
The whole
like,
yeah.
It's funny that you bring that up because, like, I went to this liquor store, not a liquor store, corner store, and they had these bootleg CDs. And this is back when I had Xbox 360, right? You can burn music onto Xbox 360. Mm-hmm. And my brother had like All Eyes on Me. That's why I really like started listening to All Eyes on Me, and then some other stuff, some Biggie stuff. He made beats, so he had his own beats on there. And then I went and I got this Drake CD. I'm thinking it's like, all right, like is Drake on here? Like cool. Drake has, I don't know if y'all heard it, but he has like back from like, I don't know, 2009, 10, maybe even 8. He has like songs in Spanish. He has songs with like these little artists, like, and they're actually pretty damn good. Like this is a whole Drake mix that I never heard before, and I sometimes I hear like them songs sprout up here and there, but it's like music that you, unless you listen to like 07, 08 Drake, you would never even hear. But he had some good stuff back then, and I wish I would have got more of those like bootleg CDs from the corner store, because it's still like songs off of that I really like. Like it's the song Little Bit with like Lily or whatever his name. Whatever her name is. Yeah. I used to jam that song. I was in like 11th grade,
I was
bro.
between that one and what's the other one? Let's Break the Whole Thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Leave me. I can't fucking stand you. That one, bro. That was a fucking banger.
Was that? I don't even know what it was off of. I don't know. It was
So Far Gone.
So Far Gone? Oh yeah. A little bit was off So Far Gone too. I later found out it was a lot of songs ripped off of So Far Gone. Comeback Season, Room for Improvement, all really good.
Yeah.
Drake was actually really good back then.
I understand why So Far Gone. That's the one that almost went platinum off, right?
Yeah.
Or almost got a Grammy off of that one?
It's just a mixtape, yeah.
I mean, fuck, you got Fear. Like, Fear, he went in on that bitch. Like, he went fucking ham.
With Bun B?
Fear's just by himself. The one with Bun B's, I think it's called Uptown.
Oh,
with Lil Wayne.
Damn, you making me remember how good. I didn't even like So Far Gone, bro. I really didn't like it when it came out, and now like you talking, I'm like, damn.
I could understand because that was just a different time, Like everyone was like, who the fuck is Drake? You know, like at that time, that's when Wayne was running the games. We were used to Lil Wayne shit. You know, we were used to that type of shit. And then Drake comes down, we're just like, the fuck. And then as years go on, you just grew to appreciate a little bit more.
Yeah. Now I think, well, I know why I didn't like him, because it was good. Obviously, in hindsight, it was good music. But I think I wanted rap, and he didn't rap enough. That's an R&B album. Let's be real. It's an R&B album. It's some rap though. It's some rap. You know what's really an R&B album? Take Care. And I was disappointed in Take Care. I was disappointed So Far Gone. So I'm just like, bro, because you know the first time I heard Drake, we always get back into the first time. The first time I heard Drake was Best I Ever Had. But, but I heard it.
I feel like that was everyone though.
But I heard it like 2 years before it got out. Like I heard it in like 07, and it dropped in 09.
Oh yeah, I think that was one of those songs he had in the tuck. Or maybe no. It just took a while for it to blow up. Yeah, like, it took like a year for it to blow up.
That's the one that got him to where he is now. But he had mixtapes, he had Room for Improvement, all this shit. And that one kept moving. Finally got, he finally got the video. Kanye was like kind of behind it, and I think that was after he met Lil Wayne and whatever. But yeah, so I heard it like in 07, maybe 08, and I'm like, bro, who is this? Like, he like changed. I think it's ain't changed my life, but I never heard somebody who could rap that good and sing that good at the same time. Like it was blowing my mind, because rappers rap, like they really rap back then. It's like 07 or 08, so they really rap, and they'll do some melodies here and there, but like T.I. not really singing like that, bro. Luda not really singing like that, Eminem not really singing like that.
I can understand, because as far as I remember, when I first heard Drake, I thought he was just gonna be an R&B dude, because remember Find Your Love. That's like
one of my favorite songs of all time.
That's R&B-ish, and then saying, so I thought he was gonna be like a singer. Then that was before, like that was around the time too. I'm just like, oh, that's probably all he has out. So I never really fully went and looked at.
But have you heard Best I Ever Had already?
Yeah. So I heard Best I Ever Had. Okay, that was a singy one. Then I heard I better find your love, and I'm like,
and I can easily tell you, like, man, this dude's just like on some singy shit, like some.
But I'm not gonna front, bro. I could fuck with soft shit like that. Like it's a vibe. Like it's just something you could just throw on. It's just like a chill mood.
So for me, as a young, and literally like maybe the last 5 years, I've been like, okay, I can listen to some R&B. I can soften up. But my whole being young, I only wanted to really just rap. Like singing was cool, whatever, but I don't want to hear.
I was never like that, bro. I could listen to fucking Neo. Like my sister, I have an older sister, so yeah, I was listening to like So Sick, fucking what's the other one? Missing the Pendant. And I was listening to like fucking
but that shows in your music.
Ja Rule, like that was some singing shit, but not like the where he wanted to be like the gangster. Listen to like the where would I be without my baby?
So did you have a preference?
If I liked it, bro.
So me, I'm like, I was so into rap. Like I just the bar. I wanted to hear bars. I wanted to hear rap. And knowing that he showed out on, because in my opinion, he was rapping his ass off on Best I Ever Had. Yeah. Like he had some bars.
It was just different. I would say that, like, and not looking back at it, like he was rapping, but at the moment, to me it was just singing. But I was young. I didn't know any better. Like. I was just like, I liked it. It caught my attention. And it was catchy.
You're like a few years younger than me. So I was a little older when I was hearing it. And at that time, I just knew I wanted. I'm like, bro, this dude can really rap. He can sing too. But I'm like, and honestly, I didn't really know what he was. Because I'm like, he's good enough. He's good enough to sing and to have a R&B album, like to be a singer.
Yeah.
But he's also out rapping good rappers. So I'm like, I'm telling you, bro, I could not. I just was obsessed with him for like a year, maybe a year and a half, and then he got famous. I'm like, oh, okay, like I should have saw the shit coming. And then I'm like, man, he about to drop. And he put out "Thank Me Later," and it was cool. It was cool, but whatever. It was still a lot of like radio fancy and fireworks. I'm like, okay, like when you gonna rap? You feel me? Then Take Care came out, and this is like the hype, and he's on the cover, and it looks all luxurious. I'm like, all right, now he about to rap, and he comes with this.
But Take Care,
dark R&B from Weeknd, inspired by the Weeknd.
I mean,
stolen from the Weeknd.
He was rapping on Take Care, bro.
He was rapping, but
he did have some singing on there, but I feel like it was like half and half. It wasn't say it was more singing than rapping.
I'm not gonna say that it wasn't, but it made me feel like it wasn't. Like it wasn't hip hop beats. It was, it was taken from The Weeknd, right? Yeah. you know we know it's kind of like well known that he took most of that from The Weeknd and just rapped over a lot of it, but it's R&B ish soft. Isn't Marvin's Room on there? Like Marvin's Room is not gonna be on a 21 Savage and Drake. Like he's not gonna put song. He doesn't make music like that anymore. Let's be real. Like he's a fuckboy now. He's a 35 fuckboy now.
He still does that shit, bro.
But it's just
like what the one with 21. It's just because he collabed. Like like he has to
compare Marvin's Room to. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but compare Marvin's Room to Hours in Silence.
Yeah.
Hours in Silence is almost unlistenable to me. I mean, it's cool, but I don't want to listen to that. I want to listen to Marvin's Room. I want to listen. If you're gonna get emotional, like give me Jungles or Marvin's
Room.
Or
to me, Jungle's better than Marvin's Room. Like I feel like
I don't disagree. Huh? I love Jungle.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like wouldn't you say that Jungle just hits a little bit different? Like that's more relatable than what he's talking about on Marvin's Room.
What's less sappy and light skin. So yeah, I feel you on that. But Jungle is it's not. He's not rapping on there.
He's singing.
Yeah, he's singing, which is fine. Like I like singing. I don't mean to act like I'm like I don't like it. I hate singing. But back then, I really wanted to hear rap. And if you're gonna sing, it's like be like sing your heart out. Like be a fucking.
I feel like you gotta credit like Lord Knows. I mean, the model when everyone's we only like one to somebody. Like that whatever. I'm not talking about but like Lord Knows with Rick Ross. Yeah, he went off on that.
Okay. Are you trying to name the rap songs he had on there? Didn't he have Hell Yeah Fucking Right? Is that on there too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's more of a radio kind of.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I mean he did have some rapping songs on there.
And I don't disagree with you about that. It just I just thought it was gonna be I thought he was gonna rap because so far gone was some soft kind of singy rapping, yeah, but some singy kind of mellow. And I guess it took time for me to realize like this is just who Drake is. He just a light skinned dude, he just want to sing and be emotional and shit.
I mean,
which is fine.
On Crew Love, he was rapping. We had The Weeknd on as vocals, but he was rapping on Headlines, Crew Love, Underground Kings, Will Be Fine, Lord Knows, Hell Yeah Fucking Right, Practice,
singing,
that was singing, The Right singing, Hate Sleeping Alone singing.
What else we got? He got this beautiful song with what's his name? Stevie Wonder with the harmonica outro thing. Is it We'll Be Fine, right?
No, that's the one with Birdman. I like it till Birdman starts. I'm like, okay, I gotta change this shit because I feel like Birdman had no business being on that song. I mean, he just ruined it.
Does he have business being on any song at this point?
Yeah, but I mean, you got Over My Dead Body. That's a good one.
So
Take Care. Would you say that's more singing than rapping, or
that's a pop track?
That's pop, right? Yeah, okay.
He's kind of rapping, but he's melodic rapping.
Make Me Proud.
That's a rap song.
Okay,
but the ones that are
cameras is a fucking.
Good ones go. Not Cameras. I don't like Cameras.
You don't like Cameras?
No, it just gets me through to Good Ones Go, which is arguably the best part of this whole album.
I gotta disagree with that one, bro. Like, I just like how it starts it off. Like, I feel like just Cameras is word on road. It's a click about the clean.
It is good. It is good.
About it, they already know.
It is good. I ain't gonna lie.
Living on, right? You can't disagree.
It is good.
That.
It is good. But Good Ones Go is just damn. We're gonna go.
Doing it wrong was the one with Stevie Wonder.
Yes. That whole song is
that one had me. That one made me feel like I was going through shit when I wasn't going through nothing. Like, looking out the window on a rainy day type shit. Mom, what the fuck you sad about? Nothing.
This is a Drizzy Drake.
He's one of Drizzy Drake.
This album is great. It's arguably his best album.
I Hate Sleeping Alone.
That's on here?
Yeah, it's a bonus track.
Oh no, I'm thinking of it's another song called I Get Lonely. I don't know if you heard.
Oh, that's on the Care Package.
Yeah, but that's an old throwaway.
Yeah, I mean that was around that time. It's just throwaways. I mean, he had Club Paradise.
I'm glad he put him on the altogether, because that's pretty fire.
Yeah, Dreams Money Could Buy, all that shit went on. I mean, Dreams Money Could Buy was around that era too, like 2010, 11.
Bro, that I Get Lonely had me on the bus missing girls
that you never even met.
Bruh, like girls that was like hoes, like just not even like wifey type. Just, and she looked at me seductively. Now I'm on the bus, damn near about to cry over this Drake song about it. But you know, hey,
would you say his follow-up album was more rap than R&B?
Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he starts off just fucking rapping his ass off.
Yeah.
It's fucking 6 minutes to fucking, like, it's just him rapping for 6 minutes straight.
Before we even get into it, what I don't know if Chris wants to participate, but
do you have an input on this?
What's top? I think Tuscan Leather is arguably his best song, but he just hit me with the head.
I can understand that.
Well, yeah, that's about right. Nah, bro. When the beat change, what is it?
When it goes to like the piano.
How long is this nigga spending on the intro? Like, bro, that's so hard because he knows that shit long as hell. He just rap. He's self-aware in the song and still rapping, bro. Like, that shit is so cool, bro. And the beat change and
that's when it does like the piano, right? Towards the end.
It's like a synth or something.
We don't talk about he's like.
It's towards the end. Yeah, it's the last. Yeah,
yeah.
It's like the last, I don't know, minute or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's man, it's like the SpongeBob meme when you're like levitating.
Levitated. The Bobby Hill one. Levitated.
Like that. Man, that song makes me do that. We're just it's a lot of songs on here.
First Thing was Singing. That's a good one though.
This is my favorite Drake album.
Wu-Tang Forever.
But you know it recently changed though. Like I think I like if you're reading this, it's too late. I think I like it.
Yeah, that's an album that's growing on me. I'll give it that. At first I wasn't too fond of it. I was like, okay. But now it's like
I don't know.
It's grown on me. Like I can actually sit through and listen to more songs than I used to be able to.
For some reason, I wanted to hate on him so bad when this came out. Like, I wanted just to be bad. I just wanted to just be like, fuck you, Drake. I don't know why, bro.
That was the thing, though. Like, everyone wanted to be different and hate Drake. And it's just like...
I just wanted it to not be good.
At that time, I was just like... I can understand if you don't like the song or two, but you can't hate this man, bro. Like, nah, bro, like his last two albums were fucking good. Like, how you gonna hate this man? You know, like...
Fuck him.
At the time, yeah.
Fuck him. But this grew on me so hard, man.
But I remember, like, I used to see videos whenever he was in, like, I think Europe, and he was doing the Know Yourself, and then it was like, I was running through the 6 with my woes. Everyone was like, you know, all that shit. I was like, whoa. Like, I felt good so just watching that shit. I was like, whoa, shit.
Like, I don't even know if he has too many more songs like that. I mean, he recently made it, and that's gotta be one of the best beat drops. Maybe we'll do a list. Ooh, maybe I was talking about let's do the draft thing. Maybe best beat drops of all time, or fantasy draft with beat drops. Maybe recent, maybe old, whatever. Cause that running through the 6 is, I mean, that's classic. That's up there.
Would you say that 6 God has a good one? He's like the video game. I'll admit it.
It's hard, but it's not. It's not. I wouldn't put it on there. Maybe, I mean, you can put it on yours if you want to draft.
Actually, no.
But I'm that's not an iconic beat drop to me. But it's cool. But bro, running through through the 6.
Know Yourself is that one. I was running through the 6 with my whoa. He was talking shit on Star 67. I ain't gonna lie.
That beat's pretty crazy.
He was talking this shit.
That's on the static in?
I think so, yeah.
Wu-Tang Forever beat is crazy. The fact that it took me years to learn that he was talking about hip hop and not a female. Did y'all know that?
I don't know that. Now Forever. Company is a good one too.
One of the best songs he's made.
Jungle.
Bro, this album is amazing.
Yeah, Used to Preach. That's a good one. Used to grew on me now.
And then he ends it with the time and date track, bro. You know Drake time and date tracks.
Yeah.
And location, I mean, time and location.
We'll give that one, but you can't classify that as an album with some mixtape. But if you were, I mean, either way, album mixtape is still one of his best projects.
Bro, that's like saying I'm not black, I'm African American. Pulls out a magnifying glass, like, well, actually,
really?
Your heritage says. He pulls up my whole
You're 1/8.
It says here, sir. Nah, bro, but I mean, body of work, yeah, it's those two. And I like Drake, but I'm critical of him because I like him so much. So I'll be shitting on him. He put out something. This is not what's up because he put out so much good stuff. So I like the singing Drake. I like the rapping Drake. I think if he leaned into rapping, look, I put it like this. My whole thing is if Drake was like, I'm gonna rap 90% of the time, he would be, widely considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. I think people.
But even though it's crazy, people still do consider him that.
Like I do still. Yeah.
Like honestly, like as much as you don't want to believe it or not, he is one of the top 3 alongside with Cole and Kendrick. Even though there's completely 2 different types of hip hop they make, but just as far as like, I guess you could say effect they bring. Like I
mean those are the 3 kings of hip hop in the last decade.
Probably more. They're the top 3 that just been running the game, bro. Like
still running it, bro. I think.
I mean, you could have like who's a good example like besides them. Like they could put out an album, it could be number 1 for like a week, and then it's gonna drop down. And then like if Kendrick puts out an album, it's gonna be number 1 for a minute. Stay relevant. So same thing with Drake.
I think the thing is it's been like that for like 10 years.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. It's been like that for like 10 years, and I think it's gonna continue to be like that just because these guys are still fairly young. They're not in their 40s yet. They're pushing 40, but they still got 5, maybe 10 years. I mean, look at Jay-Z's in his 50s, and he's still, like, when you get a Jay-Z verse, it's like, if the world stops.
Yeah.
So I think it's another 5 to 10 years of these guys dominating like this. But I think you have to look at it like the era, right? And I've spent time alone thinking about this for a long time, right? So the era before Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole was kind of the mid-2000s era where it was like Wayne, right? Wayne, Kanye, and maybe 50. And if I'm wrong, y'all can throw in whoever I'm missing.
Honestly, I mean, no discredit to 50, but he really just had the game on lock like in 03.
03 was his year.
Like he had that 1 year where his first album went platinum, and then after that, who dropped? Kanye dropped the thing?
2004 was Kanye's first.
But even then, it wasn't making as much noise. So I wouldn't know. Like like every year, it was. Yeah, I think it was 50.
50, 03, Kanye 04.
I don't remember exactly, but for a while, every year it was someone different. But I feel like you could just say, even though that was their year, Wayne was still up there.
Yeah, Wayne's year was 07. It was 07. He was on everything. Him, T-Pain, they ruled 2007.
Yeah.
And 06 was I'd probably give it to T-Pain, because.
Oh yeah, with like buy you a drink, bartend. Yeah. Oh, that's bartender. Love with a stripper.
Yeah. Look how many. I'm Sprung. That's like 5 songs right there, bro. Yeah. Between like 06 and 07, like both of them like dominating, and then Wayne definitely 07, 08, no ceilings in 09. He really had the game in the chokehold for really.
But even then, he was still dropping mixtapes, bro. Like you can't. The credit too. The Carter 2 was fucking.
Yeah. It was underrated, like, because the Carter 3 is really when it took off.
Bro, I mean, at that time, it was all purely CD sales, and he sold over, like, 1 million copies?
Shit.
Some shit like that. He went fucking platinum on his first week, bro.
And he was already, like, a star for years up to that point, and he was so young. Like, Lil Wayne, bro, up there. Him, Wayne, 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 Drake, Kanye. But yeah, so that era right there, I think, so the 3 kings now, and then back then it was 3 kings. I mean, I don't know if I want to say 50,
I mean,
like
he was just hot for like a year or two.
But honestly. Then who? It got to be somebody else. It got to be somebody you were missing, like a big dude that was dominating that era.
Honestly, bro, like early 2000, as far as I can remember, it was M for the Marshall Mathers when that dropped. Dr. Dre was making noise because he fucking found 50 and then 50 found M, and like it just started going from there. And then The Game came out with a documentary with 50 on it. G Unit was popping, shit like that. So
that's what got me into. I mean, I owe them a lot because that's what got me into it. And my brother listening to those dudes.
As far as like, I don't think it was like at that time. It was like the whole like who's running the whole game, because on the west side, you had them dudes running it. And on the east side, you had like the Diplomats, them motherfuckers running that shit. Yeah. And in the south, I think UGK was.
Well, it depends on the area you're talking about.
Yeah, right? It really depends on the area. But I'm not too sure about the south like that. I feel like they were making some noise.
In that same era, shit. Mike switch out. Still Tipping came out in
Mike Jones, Paul Wall. All of them were making noise. Chameleon, they were making noise. So it was just like each region had their own different who's running the game type shit. That
was really like the crunk slash grill era, whatever you want to call it. Baggy jean with the big tees, like that. That's my favorite era right there. I remember in college, me and my friends used to talk about our favorite like eras, and there was one dude that was like super into what year was it? I think the 90s. Like he was into everything 90s. I was into everything 2000s, and then other friend, his parents are like super old, so he like 60s and 70s and 80s shit. He like was in band and he played the bass or whatever. And the 2000s, man, just shaped me. I lived through it, and it just. All that shit is just... A lot of it's corny. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the music, a lot of the movies that came out. I don't know if you remember Dude, Where's My Car? Like, I don't know. The 2000s always makes me think of, like, Ashton Kutcher and that 70s show and, like, stuff like that. And that era was just so cool. And the music was animated and people had personalities and stuff. And now it's just... I sound like I'm 50. Everybody on their phone and their goddamn TikTok and...
But now that's one thing you could say about the 2000s, bro. Like, everybody had their own. Everybody was trying to make their own sound. Like nowadays, every trap rapper is trying to. Every trap rapper sounds the same. And
yeah, man, that shit makes me kind of sad, bro. I'll be listening. I'm like, who is it? It sounds like one person.
A lot of people have the same 808s, shit like that. The same drum kit. Everything just like. Shit like that, and it's just like, what happened to something different?
The same piano beat, fucking Zaytoven starter package. Like, come on, bro. Like, I love, well, I ain't gonna say I love, but I like Lil Durk, but I can't listen to a Lil Durk album because it's the same piano beat over and over. I can't listen to a Young Boy album. I can't listen to, they got songs, but it's like, I'm gonna pass that at this point, bro. It gotta be interesting. It gotta be something that's gonna be with some weight, some weight to it, not just music for the sake of music. Like I'm pretty sure YoungBoy just put out 2 albums this week. I may be tripping, or 2 mixtapes.
I couldn't even tell you, bro. Like I tried giving it a listen before, anything I'm speaking on is because I actually tried giving it a listen, and to me it just wasn't for me. Like that's not for me. But I'm also glad when nowadays we have a lot of that, but we also have our standouts like JID, we have Griselda with fucking Benny and Conway, Boldy James, and they're all doing their own thing. Currency's still doing his own thing too. Like you don't really hear about him a lot, but he's still putting out mixtapes. No, sure and they're good quality. Alchemist is doing collabs with all types of rappers, and that shit's just fucking fire.
I think,
so we still have our standouts.
Yeah, I think the way you put it, the way you format it, right, is that. And the way when you say that, it makes me think of how hip hop is. Hip hop was started in like the early '80s. The '80s somewhere.
Yeah, early '80s.
Hip hop is only about 50 years old, and when you go from just only having you go to the '90s or even the '70s.
I mean, 70s. When it starts off, bro, it was like a whole bunch of a hip, a hop, a hip it, hop it, a hip it.
Yeah,
and then once it went towards the late '80s, that's when you had. Kind of different sounds, that's when you had Run DMC, and that's when NWA started up, and you had Ice-T, you had your different sounds, and then I think that was the start of Ghetto Boys too. It was a different sound.
Yeah, Ghetto Boys is early '90s. Or
very late 80s, early 90s.
Really? I didn't know they dipped into the 80s. The Ghetto Boys?
Like 89, something like that. I think that went out.
They've been out for a minute.
Yeah, no, they've been for a minute. Scarface, really.
Yeah. Scarface is hard. It's super underrated.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you know, like, it all started off the same, but then, like, towards, like, maybe, like, 10 years into it, we had different sounds. Like, I mean, the West Coast had its own sound, the East Coast had its own sound, and the South had its own sound, you know?
It's very rigid. Like, this is what it is. This is, like, you can tell what region you're listening to. And then I think the 90s kind of made it more diverse. But even then, the 90s only had about, you know, commercially successful, maybe like 10, 15 rappers at the time. But I say that to say we've come all this way to where it's not like you're not limited to just listening to these 10 guys, or you listen to these few radio songs. Like, you can listen to so many subgenres in hip hop to where you can listen to like straight emo rap and all hip hop, all emo, all dark shit. You can listen to all happy melodic rap. You can listen to all bars and conscious, or you can listen to straight trap and lean and all that.
So it's just a lot of subgenres in hip hop, which is it's badass. You know, it's very, it's just cool to see. Like, you know, we have just different styles of hip hop, lyricism, trap, emo, like you said. There's even the drill.
Yep, that's a whole other subgenre in hip hop.
Speaking of drill, like, I just seen on TikTok, like, New York came out with like drill techno. That shit sound fire, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
That sound hard though.
It was fucking hard, bro. When I heard it, I was just like, oh shit.
Those niggas getting sturdy to like, oh yeah.
They were going, man. I'm just like, god damn, this shit's fucking fire, bro.
Nah, I think we definitely need to look into some of that techno sturdy.
The drill, hard. Yeah, bro. Like, that shit's hard, bro.
Techno
like,
drill, yeah. That shit sounds hard.
But then, like, you know, you gotta give thanks to like Pop Smoke in a way, because he kind of made noise in New York like that. If I'm not mistaken, you know, I'm not too big in New York culture like that, but like when I first heard about drill shit like that from New York, it was from Pop.
Yeah, man, it sucks, man. I think that's one of our biggest losses. I think Pop Smoke would have been a huge star.
He really was before he died.
Yeah, but he only got a year or 2 years of, not even 2 years. I mean, like a year of
he got
making music and being known, and it was over with. And he was so much potential, man. Probably the biggest hip hop loss, in my opinion, in the last probably decade. Just because he was so young and he was so new, and he sounded so unique, and the voice was
voice was very deep,
crazy,
raspy,
bro.
Yeah.
Crazy voice, like, I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like, when you finally somebody, you know, you meet somebody tall, you're like, damn, you should go to the NBA. If you meet somebody who sounds like that, you're like, hey, you should probably rap. And he actually did it and was good and had the image and everything, bro. Just a prototypical like star. Like, he was about to be a star, man. It just sucks.
He made his voice match his look. Like, his voice was very aggressive, and he made sure he gave that aggressive look.
It just all fit, and it gave me 50,
like he got very bulky, you know, like it matched with his voice. Like, don't fuck him, you know, like that shit was fire. And
even 50, his braids looked like horns. Like, it looked like aggression.
Like, you say one wrong shit, you like beep. Good night.
Like that shit was dope. Yeah, Chris, let's
keep your faith, protect your mind. I check my pace, I'm doing fine. You in a race with everybody and end up in last place. In a place where they can pull up and smoke, you know, ashtray. They type a lot when I see them. It's always some backspace shit. The South did it.